The kid is back. We got an episode of Muscle Building 101. All right, it's been a little while. I've been covering a lot of fat loss topics, weight loss, that kind of stuff, myths, all that good stuff. If you haven't seen those videos, go ahead and click the link above my head and it'll take you right to it. That being said, I gotta focus a little bit more on muscle building today. I'm gonna be going over one of the three main principles that you need to have in your exercise routine, your exercise regimen, your actual workouts in order to increase or build muscle. This, and as well as the other principles, are very overlooked. If you don't know what these principles are, I'm gonna have a link down below. It's gonna show you some studies on the principles. I'll have some other studies on the principle that I'm talking about today, which by the way is progressive overload. Number one most important thing you need when trying to build muscle in the gym. Again, remember, when we're in the gym, the muscle's being torn down. However, you need to provide a sufficient enough stimulus to create a muscle building environment after the fact. Then you consume the nutrition. And by the way, if you haven't seen the other Muscle Buildings 101 episodes, you can go ahead and click the link above my head right now, and that'll take you to those episodes as well, where I cover more protein synthesis, nutrition side of things. Before we jump into the video, as always, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. I'm gonna have the studies in the description to back up everything that I'm saying, as I usually do. I don't want y'all thinking that I'm just talking out of my ass here, because I ain't. I hope this video helps you guys out. Let's go. The number one principle when it comes to building muscle is known as progressive overload. Now, if you haven't heard of this principle, you're in a world of trouble, buds. I'm just playing, you're all right, but that's what I'm here for. I'm here to explain it to you. This is something I didn't know when I first started. This is something many people overlook when actually in the gym working out to build muscle. So what is progressive overload? As the name would imply, it is to continuously overload your muscles progressively. Wow, this is really what I'm making a video for, just to explain what progressive overload is in the worst way possible. Hell no, I got you covered. Progressive overload means over time, you're constantly upping the load on your muscles, okay? Upping the stress, upping the volume, upping the frequency, okay? Those are all methods of progressive overload. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're in the gym and you can bench press 100 pounds today. Let's say you do that for 3 sets of 10 reps. If you are still bench pressing 100 pounds, 3 sets, 10 reps, next year, this day, you have built 0 muscle. What you have to do, and this is not naturally, people know, they have to increase the weight over time. So, you know, as a beginner, it's very simple. You start off bench pressing 100 pounds. It's gonna feel easy for 10 reps eventually. So you go on next time, you'll bench press maybe 105 pounds, 110, 120. The best part is when you're a beginner is that you can actually increase the loads pretty significantly over a short period of time. But what happens is down the line, people run into plateaus, which by the way, I hate that word. I'll probably have a video on just the word plateau and why it doesn't actually exist in a future video. But people run into these plateaus because they don't understand that the human body is a very adaptive mechanism. That is the reason we are still alive today. When you first start off, your body has to adapt, and it adapts quickly, which is why your weights fly up in every lift, okay? You start building muscle a lot quicker right off the bat. As time goes on, and the same goes for weight loss, the progress starts slowing, and this is something known as diminished returns, okay? I'm gonna have a whole video on that later, but back to the progressive overload. Over time, you can still continue an increase, but the more you increase or the more muscle you build, the fitter you get, the harder it's gonna be to keep progressing. So that's when you need to break it down to a fundamental level or a basic level. You know, usually a notepad works, or as I always preach, track it on your smartphone. Everybody has one of those. This is gonna ensure that every time you go in the gym, you wanna be lifting a heavier weight or more reps or less rest time. Any sort of progression is progression. So if you come in and you do 100 pounds, let's say on the bench press for 4 sets of 10, next time, and you do 60 seconds break in between, next time you do it, but with 45 seconds break in between, you've actually increased the load. Okay, you've done something that's harder for your body. Therefore, it has to adapt. Therefore, it's gonna continue progressing. Now, what happens is people usually stop or they plateau at certain weights because they keep using the same weight. They wanna jump too quick down the line. That's a common mistake, is people trying to jump up the weights too quick. For example, as you get up, let's say for most Males, they'll get up to, let's say, a 225-pound bench press, which is 2 45-pound plates on each side. After that, they only want to go up by increments of 10. But the body is already adapting so well, it's hard for you to just jump up so quick. You have to break it down to a microscopic level. Okay, so you have to slowly increase the load over time. More stress on the muscle is going to continue making it break down, create a stimulus to build muscle. Pair that with the protein synthesis that I explained in previous Muscle Building 101 episodes, and boom, you will have muscle growth. Just make sure over time, year from today, you should be doing more weight than you were doing today. Even a month from now, you can progress every single day that you get into the gym somehow if you're tracking it. It makes it much easier. If you're not tracking it, it's very hard to continue with progressive overload. That's how you build more muscle over time and how you avoid plateaus. The same thing goes for weight loss. I'll have another video on that later. If you haven't checked out the 5 common myths for weight loss, then go ahead and do that. I got that up above my head right now. So I hope that explains what progressive overload is all about. Make sure you take those steps, increase the weight over time, constant progression. If you ever stop progressing, take a step back. Are you tracking? If you are, then you know something's wrong with your training. Maybe your form's not good. Maybe your nutrition isn't good. But if everything else is on point, then it's usually just tracking the weights increase over time. I know I said that like 50 times already in this video, but that's really what it's about because it's very important and it's very overlooked. People don't understand the importance of this concept when it comes to building muscle. Anyway, this video is getting real long, so I'm gonna send you on your way. Again, go ahead and subscribe. Click that link down below and you'll be part of the fam, all right? You'll have all your fitness related content right here. As always, thank you so much for your support. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you out, thumbs up for the kid. Cheers, bud. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out.